Hello, welcome everyone. Meteorologist April Madison here with Cuyler Diggs, and we are here to talk monsoon and what a monsoon we have seen so far this year. Welcome to our live Monsoon 2021 wrap-up broadcast where we're going to go over a lot of information for you and hopefully answer some questions. And I am at home right now, but Cuyler is in the Weather Center at the KGUN 9 studios, and he's got all the data and the graphics to go with it. So I'm going to toss it over to you, buddy, so you can get this started. All right.
Very good. Thank you, April. And we've got Laura Cattell, our digital expert, who is kind of helping us out here with some of the graphics. We appreciate her help on this broadcast today. So let's get right on into it. Of course, the big question for a lot of people is, did we break the record? You know, Monsoon didn't give up very easily because even in the 11 o'clock hour last night, we were still picking up a few showers, but officially we did not break the record. So here you go. The average rainfall for monsoon in Tucson is 5.69 inches. The record for the all-time wettest, 13.84 inches. And here's where we wound up officially at the Tucson International Airport, the official reporting station for Tucson, 12.79 inches. So we came up just a little bit short of that. And let's break it down just a little bit more for you. So that puts us in position for the third wettest monsoon ever. Now, that's pretty good because remember, the driest monsoon ever was 1.59 inches. And last year, we came in to the second driest monsoon ever. So what a contrast between the 2 years. 1.62 inches last year, 12.79 inches this year. And that wettest monsoon, by the way, was back in 1964. So that's going to stay in the books. And one more thing I wanted to make note of here. Monsoon has only exceeded 11 inches of rain just 4 times since records have been kept going back to 1895. And this was one of those years. So it was a special year. And April, I know a lot of these thunderstorms struck in the overnight hours. That's kind of rough for somebody who wakes up at 1 or 2 in the morning.
You know, in the beginning, it was kind of fun. It was like, oh man, we're finally getting something to talk about. It's actually happening on my shift and I can actually come in and report on. I used to be kind of jealous of the afternoon storms and you getting to have, you know, everything. And like you mentioned, we went literally from the second driest to the second wettest. And by, I'd say the end of July, end of August, I was like, man, you know, I think I'd be okay with maybe some more afternoons. And then I felt like I jinxed you because then it started happening and then it was both. And then there were some that were literally nonstop from morning through the night hours. And then we were both just like back to back. And I was like, well, you know what? Careful what you wish for. And
yeah, exactly. Kind of holding the eyelids open for a lack of sleep. I think a lot of our viewers can relate to that. Had a lot of folks who didn't get much sleep in the month of July for sure. Let's go back to some data here and to kind of put this into perspective. So as I mentioned, 1964 was the wettest monsoon ever with 13.84 inches. And 1955 was the second place with just over 13 inches. And of course, there we are for 2021 with 12.79 inches. And to go back even a little bit farther, you know, we actually beat that fourth place by quite a bit. It came in just over 11 inches in 1921, and rounding out the top 5 back in 1983, we had 10.5 inches. So really some pretty impressive numbers right here. And as we go ahead and take another stat here, this was impressive in itself. We did reach the number 1 spot for the wettest month ever recorded in Tucson. And that would have been July. I think we can all remember that one with just over 8 inches of rain there. And that beat out the old record of 7.93 inches back in August of 1955. So a monsoon that many of us will definitely remember.
Yeah, it was a lot of that, you know, in July came from that one particular weekend too, that you and I were both just kind of watching nonstop. And, you know, poor Brian was on as well over the weekend. And I think it was the weekend of July 24th, where it was just like a good solid 3 days of just nonstop steady rain, very unlike typical monsoon severe weather. It was more like a tropical steady, just nonstop rain. And man, I think by that third day, everyone was like, mercy, we need this flooding to go down, because you want to be able to, absorb as much of that for our drought. And when you get so much like that all at once, man, that's tough to tap into and hang on to. But yeah, so that was a lot. And I think we have a couple of people tuning in now. Jessica Cross is with us right now.
Jessica says she doesn't want the rain to go away. Neither do I. And I know all of us who are in the forecasting business, and all of us who are just weather buffs in general, we're really hoping we could reach that record. But
absolutely,
yeah, we had a few chances actually here at the end of September, but it just kind of all went around the airport and not over the airport where we needed it to fall to get that record. I think Laura has some video that we want to share with you, kind of bring back a few memories of this monsoon. And there you go. That was a pretty common scene around southern Arizona for much of the summer, although September kind of backed off a little bit, didn't it, April?
Yeah, it did. I think we were all hoping for that one last shot, the last 24 hours, the last day, that we might get just enough, which we only needed like 0.3 of an inch to get to that second wettest. And like you said, it kind of all went around us. We got some, but our official reading site, being the airport, was the one place that just really wasn't getting hit. And so I think we ended up, great for September, but that second half that really would have pushed us over just didn't quite get to the airport. And that's what we need for the reading sites. But I'm with Jessica on this. Everybody always wants more. When you see something like that happening, you're not necessarily excited about the flooding, but it's like, man, let's just keep breaking these records. It's exciting to see that happen.
It is, especially when you got to go all the way back to 1964 to break that old record. And there's a lot of us who weren't even around in 1964. So those moments are pretty special. Let's go on to this graphic right here. I put this together for just a generic idea of some monsoon rain totals around the Tucson metro area, where, as usually is the case, some of the heavier amounts favored the foothills areas and also the east side of town. Over 17 inches on the far east side of town around Broadway and Houghton. And then you go into the central part of Tucson. We still saw over a foot of rain in many locations. Right around Reed Park Zoo, we got nearly 13 inches of rain. And then not quite so much as you head over towards I-10 and downtown, but still some pretty impressive amounts with anywhere between 8 to 10 inches. And on the outskirts of town, we actually got pretty substantial rain as well. I live out near Ajo and Kenny, and we got over 13 inches of rain at our house. How much did you get at your house, April?
We got just under 16 at my actual house, but I have two neighbors that are probably less than a block away from me that measured anywhere between 17 and 18. So, you think about the real numbers of monsoon, the outskirts and all those places beyond the airport. And without a doubt, we were tying, number one records around for sure.
Yeah. What's the question there, Jenny? Just out of curiosity, where are the totals taken on the other years that beat this year versus the airport? Well, the official reporting station has always been out by the airport. And they haven't moved that, and they don't plan on moving that. That really messes with the climatology when you start moving reporting stations around. But so it's actually pretty accurate that we've had that all the way back to 1895. So.
Well, that's why we have so many other places as well. You've got the National Weather Service Tucson office, which is kind of midtown, and we've got other places that we tap into so that we can give you an idea of monsoon totals for the full metro area. But every city has to have one particular reading site, and that's typical of why everyone just picks their airport.
Sure. And the actual National Weather Service office, which we work very closely with, and April and I have been there many times, is actually located on the University of Arizona campus. But so if you go onto their website, we've got one of the best climatologists here in the nation, John Gluck, and he does an outstanding job of giving you all the weather data you could ever possibly want. And we try and share as much of that with you, the viewers, as we can. But yeah, you could, if you're a weather buff, that's a good place to go to find out some more weather data. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the regional totals that were recorded. So, of course, we've talked about Tucson, but everybody across southeastern Arizona picked up some pretty decent rainfall. Nogales, we got nearly 12.5 inches of rain. Safford, over 7 inches of rain, over 10 inches of rain in Sierra Vista. We had over 10 inches of rain in Oracle and over 8 inches of rain in Wilcox. And as you can see here, all but one of those was above average. In Oracle, it was about average. We missed the average by just a slim 3/100ths of an inch. So this is pretty impressive too, to see how many locations across the region actually beat the averages, and not only beat them, but really walloped them.
Hey, we've got Greg Bradbury on. He's one of our reporters. Greg, welcome. Thanks for the question. Always a good question because so many people ask about that. And man, there are lots of ways to answer this question. But in a nutshell, I'll tell you this: we live in a desert. We have a desert climate where it would take years and years of this type of monsoon to really take us out of a drought. But does it help? Absolutely. Especially when you get more steady type rains where we can actually absorb a lot of that, and it's not so heavy that it's just a big flood and then it just goes right back out. So does it help? Of course it does. But we would need several years of that type of monsoon and really year-round rain to completely take us out of a drought.
Correct. And great timing. I was going to get to this here in a little bit, but since Greg brought it up, we'll go ahead and talk about it now. Real quick, good question from Don Mills. Have the earlier year's monsoon date's been adjusted to reflect? Yeah, that 30-year period. So if you're a real weather buff and you pay close attention to this, you may have noticed this year that the average rainfall in Tucson for monsoon dropped from 6.09 inches down to 5.69 inches. And that was to adjust for that new 30-year average. So good question there. Yeah.
Great question.
So go back to the drought here. Over the Western United States, that's been the big trouble spot over the last year or so. And we continue to see improvement here. Still a lot of severe and extreme drought, though, to our north and west. However, as we zoom in on Arizona, this was the updated map just yesterday. And the good news is we have now gotten rid of all of the exceptional drought that we were continuing to see over northern Arizona. However, we still have some extreme drought there in some of the higher elevations. But in southern Arizona, we have now got abnormally dry conditions or moderate drought conditions. Now, this is great news, especially considering we were in the extreme to exceptional category just a few months ago. However, if we don't get some rain in here through the end of the year, we could see that red start to expand pretty quickly again, right, April?
Yeah, and it's that La Nina that's knocking at our door that scares me a little bit when we go into the next couple of months that could do that for us. So that drought's something that we're constantly watching. When you get to see us just get out of the orange like that, it's so promising. And then you got to look to your winter months and go, okay, so now what's going to happen? And you start watching, and they're still saying as of September that there's a good 70 to 80% chance that we're going to end up with a bit of a La Nina, which for the Pacific Northwest can mean severe weather and a lot of flooding, and sometimes we can tap into that. Right. So for the next couple of months, I think it could be 50-50 hit or miss. But typically for the southern U.S., if you have a La Nina winter, then it tends to be a little bit, drier for us. And so that'll be something we'll really have to watch, I think, especially once we get to like February and March.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It always keeps us guessing around here.
Right.
But let's go back to some of the history. So since 2015, here's the monsoon rainfall totals. Of course, 2021 right here with 12.79 inches. And then that is just ugly last year with the 1.62. But you go back beyond that and back towards 2015, we were running a little bit above average in most cases, dropped a little bit below average there in 2019. So it hasn't been too bad. Now let's go back even farther. I put this together so we can look at the decades over the last many years, going back 100 years. And so I've got it listed here at the bottom in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up to the 2020s. Obviously, we're still young in this decade, but When you pair the 2 years together, we're averaging just over 7 inches for monsoon. Hopefully we can keep that going over the next few years, but you kind of go back here and it's been a little bit up and down, nothing too extreme, a little over 6 inches for the 20 teens, and then we dropped a little bit below 6 inches for the 2000s, and we were a little bit above for the 90s and the 80s. So it's been pretty consistent. You go back into the 20s, 30s, and 40s, we had about a 30-year stretch there where we were below average. So I guess we'll just see what happens as we go on through the 2020s.
Isn't it funny how people always say that, you know, man, I remember back in the day, and we do stories on this every monsoon. I could set my clock to it every day. And then you go back and you look at the data and you're like, well, you know, maybe it wasn't quite you. I think you might remember one really good year or one really good storm, and that's what sticks in their heads. And so in their minds, it was like clockwork every single day for years. And I do think, you know, there were expanded years like you were just showing where there was some really good ones back to back, and then it would go down, and then there'd be a couple of good ones back to back. But that's what you remember. Just like this year will be remembered. By next year, you'll be going. I mean, even if next year we only get 7 or 8 inches, that would still be well above average. But everyone's going to remember this year and go, "Whoa, we've hardly got any rain." But you compare it to last year, and man, that would be still amazing.
It would be, and you know, you talk about the severe drought conditions. So you go back into the 30s, the 20s, and the 30s, some of the Dust Bowl era, and that's where we were, even in the desert, running quite a bit below averages. So we'll just see what happens. But the top 3 driest monsoons, you got to go back to 1924 to find the driest one ever at 1.59. And then, of course, last year was our second driest. And then prior to that, you go back to 1989. And the wettest ones, 1964, 1955, and 2021. So there's really no pattern here. I guess probably the closest pattern you could find was that wet stretch in the 50s and 60s. And that is reflected here with the averages for those decades being quite a bit above average. So again, we'll just kind of see how it works out. There's a drought map again. We talked about that. What's the outlook as we go into the end of the year? Well, the Climate Prediction Center says October, November, December. Now, keep in mind, October and November typically for southern Arizona are pretty dry months, and then some of that rain ramps up again in December. But here's the latest outlook, and it does show the temperature outlook with much above average temperatures for the desert Southwest and most of the southern United States. And as you would expect, when you get above average temperatures, it's as a result of being kind of dry. And that's exactly what we're looking at. Precipitation outlook is slightly below average or below average. At least we're not seeing much below average. But as April was mentioning, with a little weak La Nina kicking in through the end of the year, sometimes that does turn out to be more of a dry pattern for us.
I would say, you know, as much as some people are hoping for the drying, we were about to show a little bit of video of this earlier of the mudslides. And that's the other thing when you get a really wet monsoon that happens if you've had a really dry summer leading into it. Yeah, that was the video we showed briefly. Then, of course, your wildfire season is a lot more severe. And so we went from a pretty severe, you know, burn scar area from the Bighorn fire into this monsoon. And so that's what you're seeing, that ash and the burn scar stuff coming down. And so as great as it is to see a wet monsoon and as much as we need it, there's, you know, not only the dangers of it with the flooding and that sort of thing, but these are the things that happen. And the reason I bring this up is because now if we do end up tapping into a little bit of a drier winter, that can actually help a little bit of this settle, and then our brush will come back so much more lush. And so there's the good and you got to kind of weigh the good and the bad with that. And you want it to be a lush. Obviously, you want it to be more moist and not as dry a vegetation, because that's what's going to hurt us going into the following year. So it's kind of a cycle that you have to kind of watch. And one thing is good, but sometimes the drier months leading into the hot months isn't so bad if you need that vegetation to stay moist.
Correct. Yeah, there's always a balancing act when you're talking about weather and climatology. And
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And those burn scar areas, they're going to be an impact for flooding for a long time with those debris flows, like Laura just showed us there with
Mhm.
that video. That's just really amazing. And we saw those big debris flows, especially in central and northern Arizona this year, where the fires were more of a problem. So we'll see. Yeah, with all this vegetation that we created, and we're all talking about how beautiful it looks, all the
Yeah,
greenery. Yeah,
it
well,
is
that can
pretty. If it can just stay green,
yeah,
then
exactly.
that's what we need it to do.
Yeah,
Stay
absolutely. So
green.
let's cross our fingers for some good winter rain. But you
Yeah.
never know. Even these predictions, that's all it is. It's a prediction, so it
Mhm.
can vary a little bit. Remember, in the spring, the predictions for the summer were
I was
looking
just
pretty
about to say
bleak.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And our
So
monsoon was 50-50, and look what
yeah,
happened.
yeah, exactly. So you never really know on these things. Once you establish a pattern, and we were talking about